Weekly, GarageBand, GarageBand Weekly, GarageBand Weekly. Need an answer to your question. John, you'll have a suggestion. He's a fountain of all knowledge. I think he might have gone to GarageBand College. What he doesn't know, we'll try and find out. So join the chat and give him a shout. Hey, John. Hey, John. GarageBand Weekly.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to GarageBand Weekly. On this week's show, we will be talking about the brand new big updates for Logic Pro and for GarageBand iOS. Okay, they're not that big. I'm not going to bury the lead on this one. They didn't really do anything. But we'll talk about why you should or shouldn't choose to update, because at the moment we're caught in this trap between iOS 16 and 17 and we can't get out. I'm caught in it. We'll also be looking at the news and notes of the week, talking a little bit about mastering in GarageBand and a whole lot more. Here on the show. Welcome aboard if it's your first time here. My name is Pete. This is GarageBand Weekly. If you want to learn about GarageBand, why don't you go to this website here, studiolive.com/GarageBand. It's my GarageBand FAQ. You'll find there links to all the playlists, the communities, and a frequently asked questions all about GarageBand on your iPhone or your iPad. And we've even got my $10 course there. It's not like one that you're going to get on special. So it's $10. It started at $10. It'll always be $10. I don't believe in false scarcity. So you will never pay less or more for a digital product around here. Let's say good day to some folks who are here live, and then we will jump into the news and notes. Hello, Andy, Cal. Good day to Thomas, Christ, Tremor, Bear, Semtex, Cal, Moo to you, my friend. Hello, Jenny, Jolivet. Hello, Fat Panda, Cat, Rockin' Pneumonia, Mateus. Hello to you as well, Mark Bro. Anyone who I've missed. If you've got questions, we are interactive around here. All you need to do is stick a big fatty old Q in front of your comment, and I will be able to identify and then tag that as a question. And after we've ranted about a bunch of stuff, I'll be able to swing back around and talk to you about that. Moo to you too. G'day, Joe and Barry, Glenn. Hello. And g'day, Phil Gone. So yeah, you got questions, do let me know. Let's talk about what's been going on around here and in the world of GarageBand and in the world of iPad and iPhone. So iPadOS and iOS 17.0.3 is now out. Yes, we've had 0.0.1, 0.0.2, 0.0.3. We're getting close to the point where it's actually safe to update. In fact, spoiler alert, guess who updated? Guess who took the plunge and updated just before this very show? He's got two hands, a Vegas Golden Knights hat, and his name is Pete. So yes, I've now updated. I've tested a few things in here. Everything seems to be okay, but we are going to dive in and make sure of that throughout the show, because why not test things? Why not test things there? Do I have my time messed up, or is my internet getting shadier? I don't know. Do we have problems? I don't know. My internet's generally messed up. Or did I have the time set wrongly for this one as well? Who knows? Who knows what was going on around here? Because we had a big Songtember wrap up yesterday. We'll talk about that in a moment. Yes, I will be your guinea pig. It's blurry. Oh, is it? Maybe it's a bandwidth issue. That's a little bit weird. Or maybe it's my webcam settings are okay. Oh no, they're not. There you go. Is that a little bit better? I didn't have my webcam settings there for myself, so you probably were greeted with a blurry face. It's a little bit all over the place at the moment, isn't it? It's not unsafe to update. It's that many independent developers haven't updated their apps yet, so many apps won't work right. Yes, Could be me, but it's still early. Yes. So your best bet is to not be like me. I use a very limited number of apps. Most of the stuff I do is within GarageBand and within Logic Pro. So I don't use a lot of third-party apps or plugins in a lot of my music creation. I use LumaFusion for my video editing, and that's about it. So for me, I'm probably not the best guinea pig in terms of trying to work out what's good and what's not, what's going well and what's not going to be the case. So yeah, if you are using a lot of stuff, if you're a Jade Star and you've got 10 different apps running at once, like, did you see Jade's recent track? She used so many different apps and things. So yes, I would not recommend updating if you're using a number of apps, especially from smaller developers. Got nothing against smaller developers. Absolutely love you folks. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend updating because some folks haven't been able to catch up yet and haven't been able to update their apps. So do take that as a warning. But yeah, in terms of safety, I mean, it is safer to be updated because there's already been some. The reason we're at 0.0.3 is there's already been some 0-day security leaks that may need to be updated. Yeah, they are also updating those on 16.7. So if you're on 16.7, you're not missing much. And when we get to the bit where we talk about the updates, you'll really realize that you're not missing out on much. All right. The only other bit of news and notes that I have outside of Songtember at the moment is that I have been using this one here. I've been using the the iPhone Pro Max 15. I haven't started using GarageBand with this, but what I'll be doing in the next couple of days is actually testing it out with the USB-C into my setup here to see if everything's going to work the same way that it does with my iPad, because now we should be at the point, now that we've got these USB-C phones, we should be at the point where I can literally just unplug and plug in my iPhone and my iPad and have the exact same setup here in the studio, which will be delightful. It will be lovely to not have to mess about with Lightning at all and be 100% USB-C shop around here. So I'm looking forward to doing that in the near future. There's also some other cool things that we can do, such as apparently using external cameras and things. So we'll be able to play around with that with the live streams here on the show as well. Mark says he's updated the phone but nothing else, and don't use a phone for music except music memos. Yeah, there you go. And hello Emilio, by the way, and hello Princess. Yeah, and that's the thing. If with your phones, most people on the phone aren't going to be having any issues with this sort of stuff, because you're not going to run that many apps unless you are a dedicated iPhone music creator and running all the different iPhone apps as well. But yeah, bottom line with that is do it. And there you go. We're not another guinea pig here because Mark Bro gets his new 15 Plus tomorrow with the USB-C. The reason that my brain is a little bit of a muddle at the moment is that 4.5 hours yesterday of Songtember. Yeah, it was Songtember has wound up. If you want to find out the final details of it, jump on over here. The same website's been there all month, studiolive.com/Songtember. You can jump over to there, and we've got a link right at the top there. If you missed out, you missed out on some pretty amazing music. We had 78 songs that folks completed as part of Songtember, and it was, as you can see there, 4 hours and 31 minutes. And only about 5 of those minutes were my internet failing and not being able to actually stream anything. So I call that pretty good. That's like a 98% uptime. So I look on the bright side of life, folks. So, but we did have 3 different little mini outages where we had to jump out and back in again. But we made up for it because the folks whose songs were affected, I actually ended up playing more of them collectively than other folks. So you can blame dodgy Australian internet for those issues. And as if on cue, it's starting to drop here now again. So we're going to be spending some time once this show is done. I've got a couple of days off of the live streaming circuit, so everything will be stripped down, reset, turned off and on, restarted. Everything will be done to try and get things looking a little bit better. We'll see how we go. And yeah, so for me, I know what a lot of folks do longer live streams on a regular basis. For me, It's not the case. I can't do it. The brain and the voice and the energy level, it can't maintain for that long. So it was a marathon, and for me, it is something that I will do once a year and no more. Yeah. Jiggle the cables, exactly. There'll be jiggle. I'll blow in the cartridge slot. I'll jiggle the cables. I'll bang on the side of it. I'll turn it off and on. I'll do all of the technological things that I know how to do. So if you enjoyed the 4.5 hour show and you're like, I hope YML will be 4.5 hours every week, it 100% won't be. I can guarantee you. But I did want to say another big thank you to everyone, because all the support that folks gave me and the channel over Songtember was amazing. And I know I've had a lot of people reach out and say, we're already looking forward to Songtember 2024. Here's the thing though, the good news is, if you're feeling a bit down because you've had a big month, you got your song out, you've proven that you can do this. You can do it in a month. So there's nothing stopping you from setting your own Rocktober, your own EDM Vember, your own deciding to make a song Sember. Did I mention the brain's a little bit frazzled? Yeah, so you can do this any month. You can choose to create, record, and release your own song any time you like, folks. So you don't have to wait for that. So hello. This is my green screen. I'm sorry. I know. I feel like I'm lying when I put a green screen behind me, but alas, not my real setup. So thank you again. Big thanks to everyone for Songtember. All right, let's dive in. Before we get to our feature topic, we'll still check for questions. We have one question here from Rockin' Pneumonia. I'll be interested to know how a USB 3 device works with iRig I/O. How is the power handled? Do you have an external power supply or powered hub? USB 3 device with iRig I/O. I haven't used the iRig I/O. I mean, I've got iRig the Quattro and I've got the iRig Pro Duo. The short answer, without going into specifics for gear, is that most gear can be powered via USB. Only larger audio interfaces. The I/O, I'm pretty sure, can actually be powered directly via USB. Some devices, you can power them separately and then connect the data via USB. So my Steinberg UR44 is like that, where it actually requires an external AC adapter that you plug in, and then the USB plug is just for that. I think some of the larger Focusrites might be like that as well, where you do actually need external power. But for the most part, for my Steinberg UR22C, for the iRig Pro Duo and Pro Quattro, they can actually be powered by the same plug. Now, the thing is that most people will need is that you'll need to have an adapter that has USB-C power pass through. So let's say you've got your iPad or your iPhone now with USB-C. You want to make sure you got yourself an adapter that you plug into there. It's got the USB-C that you plug into your USB-C audio device, and then it's got another USB-C that you can actually plug directly into power so that you can power it up at the same time you can connect it. Now, I've been looking around for a decent device that does USB-C as opposed to USB-A. I haven't really been able to find it. So that's been a little bit of a challenge. So if there's a device that is specifically USB 3, in that it's USB 3 speeds and you want to use it over a USB-C cable, I haven't found one that does the USB-C, apart from like the big, those big adapters that are more like for laptops and things, that they may have a USB-C port and a USB-C power pass through so that you can power it up. Most of the time, because audio devices don't really need the speed of USB 3, data transfer is different. If you're using a hard drive or a flash drive, USB-C transfer speeds is a lot faster. But if you're talking in terms, that's why with the iPhones, because these are USB-C with USB 3 speeds, you can now actually plug it into a USB-C port on your Mac, and you get USB 3 transfer speeds. With your audio devices, I'll say this really quickly, I would just use USB-C to a USB-A cable. So for any of those newer devices that use USB-C, if you want to have a setup where you can power everything up, I would still use a powered USB hub with just your standard USB-A. I would plug USB-C to USB-A into one of those hub ports and then plug that into your iPad. And then everything can be charged and powered and connected at the same time. That was a really convoluted answer, and I apologize. I'll try and re-explore and re-explain about it. But yeah, the you can plug directly in. And Jade's linked to a video that she's had where she has actually looked at the new USB 3 iRig. What are they? Is it called the iRig IO, the latest one? You can tell I'm behind. I haven't looked at hardware in 6 weeks. Question from Rena. Yeah, a lot of people use the 2i2 Focusrite, don't they? Has anyone used a 5-cat plug into USB into MIDI keyboard? Looking Roland interface for my keyboard. Will USB hub to my iPad? Wondering if that would work. So like a into your MIDI keyboard. Yes. So if you're using an older MIDI keyboard, you'll need a MIDI to USB adapter. So standard USB. So USB keyboards, the vast majority of them use USB-B. So you'll need a USB-B to A adapter, which is just a standard cable, like a printer cable. That's basically one of the oldest USB cables going around. The B, that kind of sort of square, chunky end, going to your standard USB. If you've got an older keyboard that you want to use, I've actually got a video. If you go Pete John's old MIDI, I think this will get you there. I didn't even spell it right. Old Mickey, old MIDI. Oh, MIDI, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, MIDI. There you go. Old MIDI keyboard. How to connect older MIDI keyboards. So you'll need a device like that. Roland make one that's really good. Like most things, the cheaper ones don't tend to work so well. So you could probably go on Amazon and buy a MIDI, a 5-pin MIDI to USB adapter for about $5 or $10. But the one I recommend and use, in fact, let's see. This is 4 years ago. If you have an older keyboard or piano, shush you. Let's have a look and see if this link still takes you to the right device on Amazon. It does. So this is the one that I recommend here. They've updated it. This is the Mark II, the Roland UM1 Mark II. So this is the adapter that you'll need. So this is actually so it powers up via the USB, and you can send your MIDI signals to and from a USB device. And that's the one that I've been using forever and has been working for me forever. So hopefully that helps you out. It's a handy thing to have if you've got that there. 5-pin DIN, yes. That's. I got there. I was like 5. Oh yeah, MIDI. It would be the 5-pin DIN connector. Thank you, Joe and Barry Glenn. Cheers to you. I'm on the iced coffee today. I'm on the iced coffee today because I need the extra one. There are tons of MIDI to USB cards, and it will work with a USB hub connected to the iPad. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. If you've got the powered, this is why I keep saying, regardless of what you're plugging in, a powered USB hub and then an adapter that has power pass-through. It just means that all your devices are going to be powered, and then you don't have to worry about anything else. So if you don't want to use a hub and you want to go in direct, sure. Everything with USB-C these days, you can go C to C and you're good to go. But you're never going to be able to charge your device. The exception is if you're using a Magic keyboard, because that has the power port on the actual keyboard. Then you can just plug in via USB-C, keep your iPad charged, and use something over USB-C at the same time. So yeah, there are ways. Will you be doing a lesson on how to use audio extensions like Scalar 2 in Logic Pro? Patrick over at the GarageBand Guide and now the Logic Pro Guide has actually done some more videos. So he's actually spending more time because he's got a dedicated Logic Pro iPad channel now. So he's spending more time on Logic Pro iPad. So I would jump on over there. If you're not subscribed, you probably are. If you like what I do here, you'll want to subscribe to Patrick, Logic Pro Guide. And yes, he's proud of his naming convention over there. He's got obviously the GarageBand Guide and now the Logic Pro Guide. So there's Patrick and the Logic Pro Guide. I will throw a link here in the chat. So go and check out Patrick's stuff. He's covered a lot of these. So there's his stock plugin video that he's got there that's very good. He's got videos there on AUV3 plugins and how to do different things on Logic Pro. And he's got a cool accent like me. So I will be covering more Logic Pro stuff in the future. It's just been... It's been a push, hasn't it? I've been doing a lot, and I've wanted to look after, because I'm doing this walk for mental health. I'm like, the last thing I want to do is not look after my mental health myself and not lead by example, right? Because you can tell I'm getting a little rundown. What am I doing for the next 3 days? Taking a break. Yeah. Thank you, Semtex Cow. Taught me how to do it. Yeah, a lot of people found me. A lot of people found me in this channel through a couple of things. They either had a clogged port on their phone that they learnt how to dig out with a toothpick, or they needed to connect up something using USB to an iPad or an iPhone. In fact, the one thing I'm doing in the next few days is working on a new video, like just a quick guide and everything you need to know about connecting your USB something to your iPhone or your iPad, because now that we've got Lightning almost gone from iPad and a lot more USB-C, I want to be able to make it really quick. In fact, let me know, would you recommend, because I was going to do them both. I was going to do how to connect any iPad or iPhone to a USB device so that we can cover Lightning and USB-C, or would it make more sense to do how to connect to your Lightning-based iPhone or iPad and how to connect to your USB-C based? So I'm going to make it quick and simple. Literally just step 1, get this device. Step 2, plug it in. Step 3, use a powered USB hub if you want to. Step 4. So yeah, do I do it 2 separate or 1 combined? What's going to be better in your opinions? Because I value and trust your opinions. There you go. Thomas beat me to it. Thank you. I'm sure. Oh yes, Thomas is already ahead of me. Yeah, go check out Patrick's stuff. Sion, hello to you. Still haven't got used to Logic Pro on iPad. Still used to my GarageBand. Yes, I'm the same, and I'm actually looking forward to getting back to GarageBand, believe it or not. Yeah. Mark Bro says, order the 5-input USB hub, and they sent me a 10. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with what we're talking about here with the gear, if you go to the gear guide, studiolivetoday.com/gear, so we will get to the feature topic, but it's pretty light on today, so I'm more than happy to have these chats to start with. So you go to the gear guide, studiolivetoday.com/gear. Under my mobile setup here, the one that I've been using forever is this 10DAC powered USB hub. So the beauty of this is you plug in USB, and that means your USB, that end, can go into a USB Lightning adapter. It can go in a USB to USB-C adapter. It doesn't matter where that goes. And then you've got 4 powered ports. And the good thing about this one is it also has, at the end there, it has a dedicated power-only port. So the way I use it is I plug that dedicated power-only port into the power knob in my Magic Keyboard. But what you could do, if you didn't have a Magic Keyboard, you just need to use an adapter that has power pass-through, by which I mean an adapter like this one. So this is an adapter with power pass-through. So this one's got 3 USB-C. As you can see, they're really cheap, like $12. So this one, your USB-C goes into your iPhone or your iPad, and then you've got 3 dedicated USB ports here, which you can use as well as the USB power pass-through. And all I do here is get this, and then you plug this into this, and then you've got 4 powered ports, and then you get a USB-C power cable and plug this into your device. And that way you're charging up your device, and you're actually, into your power supply, sorry. That way your power supply is going boom there, through to your USB device, your iPhone or your iPad. You've got all your USB slots there, and then one of those USBs you put into this so that your devices power up. And the difference there is, yes, you could just use these and the power would go into here and bypass all of that, and that might work for you. The reason I like the powered USB hub is that it just makes sure that it's completely separate. You're not using any of this power to power your actual device. It's all completely separate from powering your device. And especially older iPads, the older USB-C iPad Pros, I've just had more of those. This device requires too much power errors when I haven't had a powered USB hub. But your mileage may vary. That's what makes life interesting around this iOS music creation world. You must have a rush of comments from 3 months ago. Well, yeah, and because I answer every comment, I probably remember them. Yes, exactly. Jeff Bezos, the kingpin. The kingpin. I am a GarageBand fanboy from way back. I started this whole channel because I love GarageBand. I have 2 of those very handy. Yeah. It is. It's super handy. And the other option, if you don't want to go for the 10-DAC hub, as Mark said, the Atola ones are really good. There's Anchor branded ones. In fact, in my desktop setup, I have this one here, this Atola USB-C powered hub. So you do have, oh, Bailey, so I've got to go back and actually update this. Is it still there in Australia? Need to do some link checking. Wow, $103 you reckon? That's not even the right one. Okay, I got to get my I've got my daughter doing some work for me at the moment, and clearly I need to get her to do some link checking, some broken link checking. Actually, is there a website that you can just put your web address into and it will bring back a list of any links that are broken or links that don't go to the right page? I'm not sure. So much to learn, so much to know. All right, let's dive in, shall we? Because we have a feature topic. Can you order the dog? Probably. Yeah, no. If anyone offers you a dog online, Fat Panda Cat, it's a scam. Don't do that. Don't do that one. Get one with a decent power supply. My USB hub is starting to crap out with everything plugged in. 2 amps ain't enough. Yeah. And look, there's a lot of detail you can go into there, and that's why if you don't want to learn all the stuff, if you're like me and you're a bit of a Luddite and you don't want to learn all the things, just get yourself one that's a name brand, and it's probably going to have enough power for the sort of devices you'll need. And I didn't mean to poo-poo like USB 3 and Thunderbolt USB-C, but audio data, unless you're really pushing it with like 8 channels at 192 kilohertz, is not going to stretch a USB 2 connection. And even though the Lightning to USB 3 adapter has the most misleading name in the history of gear, it's not actually USB 3. So the old adapter that we've all used, hang on, let me find mine. It's usually to hand. This one here, the Lightning to USB 3 adapter that has the Lightning port and the USB port and then plugs into your iPhone at the other end. This is USB 2. So this does not have USB 3 speeds because the iPhone doesn't have USB 3 speeds, so it's irrelevant. But yeah, it's because it's called the Lightning to USB 3 adapter. It definitely fools some folks. Did I say thank you? I think I said thank you to Joe and Barry Glenn. Yes, I appreciate that for the stamina. Thank you. Let's jump into this one. Yeah, 2 Uno-synth Steinberg plugged into iPad too much. That'd be it. See, I'm not a big synth guy, so I don't have stuff that uses a lot of power. All right. So what did I do? What did I do beforehand? I have just updated, but I wanted to capture the before and after, and I've got it in me. I've got a photo here because I took a screen recording of it. Now, is this actually going to mirror? No, this is not going to play because it's because I'm mirroring my screen. When I come over to here, when I come to this one, it doesn't actually. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, it is showing. It's showing on the screen mirroring. Okay, so we can play this because this is what we did. This is what I did just before the show. So I came in here and I checked the version that I'm on, 16.7. In fact, I wasn't even on 16.7. Don't tell anyone. I hadn't updated. So I've now downloaded and installed by tapping on that one, 17.0.3, hitting the download and install. This is all the past, by the way. This is past Pete doing all this business. So that went and downloaded that. I then jumped over here and checked in on my App Store because I wanted to check the versions of both GarageBand and Logic Pro and see if I could update these because, spoiler alert, I couldn't. So if we come in here to GarageBand first of all and we load up GarageBand there, you can see there that the latest version released 2 weeks ago, this is the updated version, is 2.3.15. And at this point, I'm on 2.3.14. You can also see that we're burying the lead here because it's bug fixes and nothing else. So stability improvements, bug fixes. I then went over here to Logic Pro. This is weird because it doesn't show this on my iPad, but it's showing it on the mirroring for whatever reason. So the same thing here. There's no update available when you go to the App Store, but there is an update there. So I'm on version 1.0. There is version 1.0.1 that was released a couple of weeks ago, but it tells me that I'm updated to the latest version. So that's what I did beforehand. I've now gone and updated to iPad OS 17.0.3 so that you and I can now dive in live here on the show and take a little look and see what has been changed. So now if we do exactly the same thing that we did before, let's go to the App Store. Let's load this one up. Let's type in GarageBand to start with, because that's what the show's all about, yeah? And look at that. Magic. We have an update button here. So we are on version 2.3.15. We can now update to this. So I did all that just to prove and to confirm that the version that we have here, the 2.3.15, is only available in iPadOS 17 and iOS 17. Now, the reason that all of that is all super important is that if you have some devices that you're going to update to iPadOS 17 or iOS 17 and some you're going to leave on iOS 16, make sure you don't update your GarageBand or your Logic Pro. Because in the past, we've had problems where even if there's no new features, which is the case here, there's not a single new feature, sometimes you'll then go to open that project in your old other device that's still running 16, and it'll say this was created using a newer version of GarageBand or a newer version of Logic. Update to open it. So it basically forces your hand and it makes you have to actually update. So we're going to go ahead and update these now because I now have all of my devices on 17. And again, can I just stress this one more time? I have finished, completed, released, don't have to touch a thing with my Songtember song. I have no current active projects underway. There is nothing that I need to do that's going to be an impact on an older project right now. I have no essential important work. If you have essential important work, can you please do me a favor and not update yet? iPadOS and iOS 16.7 is still 100% stable, is still 100% secure, and there's really nothing in iOS 17 or iPadOS 17 that's going to blow your skirt up. So I would stick with those just quietly. But we're going to update. So just to see what happens here, we're going to update to the latest version of GarageBand. While that's updating, let's go and do the same business with Logic Pro, because we will likely have a update available here for Logic Pro. We will jump in here. We will go to Logic Pro. How's it going? 3.5 rating. I'm going to look at these afterwards, because how many of these do you reckon will be like, it's a subscription model, users is ripping me's off? I reckon a lot. So do we not have, has this auto updated already? What, 1.0.1? Maybe we have already updated this. I might have had automatic update on there. The way that we can test, by the way, if you want to know which version you actually have, then all you need to do is go to your settings. There's a spot here. So you can see I'm in the GarageBand spot here. So if you go to settings, your normal settings are up the top here, yeah? You scroll down until you get to the G's. G's, where's my G's? Oh, final touch. Oh, it just makes me angry seeing it there. Tap on GarageBand. And if you scroll to the bottom here, you'll be able to see what version you're on. So you can see here, currently I'm on version 2.3.14. Logic Pro must have already updated itself without me really knowing. Yes, version 1.0.1, build 334. So I'm already updated. There's some interesting stuff here, by the way. Logic Pro settings, you can go to MIDI 2.0. If you're having problems opening Logic Pro, you can reset it. And what's the reset identifier? Reset identifier Logic Pro reset statistics. Ah, okay. So if you're sharing your statistics with Apple and you don't want to, you can actually reset that there as well. Good to know. I didn't realize that. So yeah, so that's already been updated. Let's have a look at what these updates actually entail, because guess what? I didn't lead you astray here. I didn't lead you on. It's not much. It's virtually nothing. So this update fixes stability issue when adjusting the transform pad in Alchemy while using Logic Pro on iPad OS 17. So basically, it's the only bug fix that's actually been reported here, and the only one. Look, there may have been other things in there, but the fact that it says fixes a stability issue and it actually outlines that one, I think it was just fixing the thing that was totally broken. It wasn't actually doing anything to change any of the other bugs because I've only just updated this, so I haven't started using it. I will be using it over the next few days, but I'll have to see whether some of the, in fact, let's just see. Let's just recreate one of the bugs that I know that I can create very easily. We won't use my latest version. We'll use this version here. And we'll add in a new track here, because there's a problem. There's a bug here where when you add an audio track like so, and we'll just put that one away. So when you add an audio track here and you say, yep, I want it on input 1, and then add mono and output regular there, then when you go to actually change this, where does it add that? There it is. When you go to change this using one of your presets, so you come in here and you're like, all right, audio patch, I want a voice. Oh, there's the other one. See how I'm tapping? See how I'm tapping? Yeah, no. Can't do it. So I have to use my finger. As soon as I tap with my thumb or my finger, it brings it up there. Sometimes they work though. So now I'm just tapping and it's actually working. It's registering. Now I'm tapping. No matter how many times I tap, it doesn't work. I use my finger, it goes away. So that's a problem, and that's still there. That hasn't been fixed. So if we select something, now I've got to select something that uses a stereo effect here. I think that one might. There we go. Look at that. It's changed. It's auto changed the input to input 1 and 2. So it's changed it to a stereo input instead of a mono input. So every time you do this, every time you change a preset, you have to come back here, go to mono, and then make sure it's on just the one input. So they're the two major bugs that I've been frustrated by, are the pointer, so using the mouse, and I'm not even using a third-party mouse. I'm just using using the Magic Keyboard. This is Apple's actual gear, using their gear. Yet sometimes when you're actually clicking on things, it doesn't happen, especially when you're trying to tap on things here. Like, we'll just do this again. If we go to audio patches, yeah, tapping, even clear all. There we go. It worked to clear all, but tapping on drums, no. When I tap it with my finger, see, now I'm not even tapping with my finger. There you go. It taps there. So there's still a few little bugs there. Still at 16.7 and holding. Yeah, I would do that. The GarageBand update will be to fix compatibility with the new OS, so not needed until the updated OS. Yeah, and look at it, and I don't think that there's no new features in the GarageBand update. It doesn't specifically say. If we come out to here, I don't think it specifically says just that. I think it says more generically, because it didn't have the same issue in iOS 17 that Logic Pro did. So let's see what it has under its version history. And you can go into the notes, and there's more detail to this. This includes stability improvements and bug fixes. Yeah, so maybe there are other things in there under the hood. I haven't looked at that. Yet in detail to see if that's the case. But I don't think it's going to actually add a lot. Yeah, so the Logic Pro update definitely, because it specifically says it only fixed that one problem. I've got a feeling that the GarageBand update, maybe it fixes that problem too. Maybe that problem was in GarageBand, just no one really noticed it, because most people that were complaining are now the ones using Logic Pro as opposed to GarageBand. Let's just see. I will see if we can go to the GarageBand iOS updates, because you can actually go into the notes, the release notes for GarageBand iOS. Let's look at these, shall we? Because there are actually multiple. GarageBand, okay. Oh, okay, so there are some substantial updates here. So there's a previous version which requires permission from the user to access the microphone. So what have we got here? We've got some updates. GarageBand no longer quits unexpectedly when importing a MIDI file that uses a 3-4 time signature. See, I didn't even know that happened, but okay. So apparently it works for those. Addresses an issue where GarageBand can unexpectedly quit while editing MIDI note velocities. Hadn't noticed that either. The swing menu, now includes a new option called swing none. Did the swing menu in the drummer not have an option for no swing? Is that really for true? Let's load up Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, you know what happened? Look at this. You can't make this stuff up, folks. GarageBand, please. No. GarageBand, please. No. GarageBand, no. What did I say, folks? I'm your guinea pig. I will be your guinea pig. So when, not if, but when you have this problem, we can jump out here and turn it off and on. So I'm just going to jump off of here. So what I'm going to do is turn off the iPad. So hold down the power button and slide to power off, which I've now done. I'm going to leave it there for just I usually, look, this is an old thing. These don't have any moving parts in them, but I used to leave things for 30 seconds to let the fan spin down, let it cool down a little bit, let the diodes de-diodify or do whatever they need to do, and then turn it back on. So I'm going to turn this back on around about now, hold down the power button, got my Apple logo, and then when it's back up, we'll be able to view it again. Jump on the Logic forums. Sonoma has been the most stable OS in ages okay, 0 issues. That'll be the next thing. And usually I'm an if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of guy. But considering the issues that I'm having anyway, it might be the time to take the plunge and just get everything to Sonoma and to iOS and iPad OS 17. So that may be my next thing. I do want to clear out I think I need to clear out a bunch of space on my massive 256 gigabyte hard drive on my Mac Mini in order to actually even download the Mac OS Sonoma update. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yes, so we've rebooted. Should we do it live? I'm not going to even test it. I'm going to jump back over to here. Come on, GarageBand. You can do this. You got this, son. Again, can't make this stuff up. Thankfully, I saw a handy video from this funny bloke in Australia that told me that there's an option to reset your GarageBand. If you're having problems opening it, and you do it here in your settings, and you tap on GarageBand, and then you come down here and you tap on Reset GarageBand. Let's try this Reset Identifier too while we're at it and see what that does. So once you've made those settings, you don't have to do anything else. That will automatically mean that it's going to reset this. So now when we hit the... I mean, I don't want to say that when someone updates their on a show called GarageBand Weekly, and Apple have just released an update for an iPad OS 17, and it won't open. What about my phone? Because my phone, this iPhone 15 Plus is running. Is this going to open it? That looks good. So that's working. So I've got that opening, and is that updated as well? Do I dare now update it? RIP. I know. Turn it off and on. It's forcing me. See, this is the thing. It heard me saying I wanted to go back to GarageBand, so it's not working. So what I'm going to do is actually unplug from this. It shouldn't make any difference, but here's the thing. You've got to try everything. I'm going to unplug from power. I'm going to unplug from the USB-C connection that has me streaming, just in case there's some video issue that's causing this. So now I'm just going to tap on the icon here. There you go. Welcome to Garage. So I probably didn't need to do the reset thing, but oh well. No, you can't send me notifications. So we're back in. Let's just reset for this bug, because when you're trying to get a bug, you have to do everything first before you jump to conclusions and think that something's totally broken. Plug it back in. Plug back into the USB-C. So yeah, and this is the thing. Whenever something like this happens, remember, we're the exception. They probably tested this with all sorts of different hookups and setups, but there was the one thing, which is if you happen to be connected via USB-C to HDMI at the time when you try to do this, then it doesn't work. Maybe. Who knows? All right, let's jump back over. Jump back over here. See if we can open it now that we're on here. Okay, now that we've opened it that one time, it seems to be working again. Let's open up a project file. Let's go to a previous Songtember, shall we? Let's go to last year's Songtember to make sure that this is a happening thing. All right, let's play some Groan. Let's kick it old school with some GarageBand. Goodness. Man, I had a long lead in on this one. There we are. All right. We seem to be good. We seem to be back. But because I did that reset thing, do I need to go to my sound library and actually re-download everything now? Probably. Let's do that now before I forget. Yeah, look, you can see all the little red dots there for the more sounds. That's the one annoying thing, is that if you have GarageBand issues and you have to reset, you have to come in here and you have to get all these again, which can be a pain. Oh wait, no, no, they're all installed, I think. Yeah, okay, they are actually installed, downloaded. Okay, I thought maybe it just brings up the little red things to tell you don't have them, even when you do. All right, yeah, they're installed. Okay, that's good. I thought it did that. I could be wrong. Yes. Yep. Spot on. So Jade's got it right. So basically everything you do to change the state of your iPad or your iPhone or your Mac or your PC means stripping it back to the basics. So it's good. It's a good learning here to work through something like that and have, as much as you don't want that stuff to happen live, it's a good reminder to put things back to their simplest state. So there's two ways to go. You put it back to the simplest state, you plug things in one by one to try and work out what's causing the problem. Or you start unplugging things one by one, try again to see which one's causing the problem. But before you jump in and you start complaining like I was doing there and whining, then at least do the turn off and on, and then unplug everything, all your peripheral, anything third party, unplug it. And in the case of software, if you're running like a Mac or a PC, that's why they have the safe mode. Remember safe mode back in the Windows days? I say back in the Windows days, people are probably still using it. But safe mode basically meant don't install any third-party anythings, don't run anything on startup, just start the system and make sure it's actually working. So that's the same sort of thing with this, to make sure that you actually can get things back up and run. Yeah, this is why I don't use it. Well, I'm not a beta tester because I can't handle it. I can't handle even when things like this are not working. Writing polka. Well, that was last year. That was last year's boom cha boom cha. That was that groan. That was my like acoustic ditty from last year. Yeah, you know what? It's all fun. It's all fun. We are the beta. The only bigger beta testing country is New Zealand because they're even earlier than us. They have the earliest time zone. My favourite is when people try nothing and then rant. I know. In fact, let's go over to there. We've done. So that's what I wanted to show you here today, is that you can only update to these. Oh no, we were halfway through, weren't we? We were about to come in and test something in GarageBand. That's right. I got sidetracked by the whole thing. So it was saying that the drummer used to not have a swing none. Can that even be? So the problem is I have no devices that are on there. Oh, I've added Kyle here. So swing. Huh. Maybe it just. Oh, okay. I reckon it had swing none, so you couldn't take the swing off once you'd added it. That must have been it, because, yeah, you could definitely add swing in the past, but maybe you couldn't unadd it. Anyway, apparently we now have it. Let's undo that, by the way, because I don't want to. Oh, I can't undo it. How come I can't undo adding a track? Let's just delete it. Now I'm too used to Logic. All right, let's just close out of there for now. Let's open up. Didn't I have a version for GW? Yeah, there you go. Here's my dodgy GarageBand Weekly version of that. Yeah, exactly. Free impromptu update for catastrophe. Exactly. When things go wrong, stay calm. I mean, I played it up for the yucks because it's just funny that I happened to find a way. I didn't even try, but I happened to find a way to break it live on a GarageBand show. All right, so drummer this week. Yeah, we've talked about that. Playback now remains in sync after changing a row's playback speed and then returning to the original setting in step sequencer. That's a very specific bug that I've never actually come across, but fair enough. The jam session settings no longer show duplicate entries for devices. Well, that's good for the 4 people in the world that use jam sessions. Oh, burn. No, he didn't. Daniel corrects an issue where sustained behavior might persist even when switching. That's actually one I've been coming across. Have you ever had those stuck notes? Like a stuck MIDI note? Yeah, a GarageBand did have a problem where, if you switched it, it just sustaining the note. It just stays on and you can't turn it off. You can't delete it. You can't move it. So that's good. Now, consistently shows a message when Bluetooth audio device is connected. Oh, does it? Okay. So consistent. So it doesn't just say Bluetooth device connected at the start and then goes away. Is that what that means? Let's find out, shall we? Is this going to work if I get my AirPod and connect it here? Oop, hang on. There you go. AirPod's connected. Announce calls. No, go away. I don't care about you. Using Bluetooth, you might notice a delay. All right, but what does it mean it's showing up permanently? It's not showing up anything at the moment. So when I play it, I can now hear it in my ear. But it always did that, didn't it? It always actually showed that. Weird. All right, let's go away from that. Definitely don't use that. Definitely don't use that. All right, audio device connected. Turn on. Yeah, okay. Let's just show that again. So you get your Bluetooth device, it connects, and it'll pop up. But it's always had this pop up. Yeah. It's always done that Bluetooth pop up. I don't know, man. It's a fix. Yeah, okay. It's a fix now anyway, apparently. GarageBand is now, so playing a 3-note chord, 3-finger tap no longer triggers an undo. Yeah, so this has been an issue for a while. I think Sion, was it you that's been talking about this one way back when? So when you're playing an instrument here in GarageBand and you come in here, you might know that there's a thing you can do on your chords here where the autoplay, where you can tap it with 1 finger, you can tap it with 2 fingers, and you can tap it with 3 fingers. But sometimes when you tap it with 3 fingers, or if you played like a... Because there's a gesture... Because there's a gesture in iOS that uses 3 fingers for an undo, it would trigger that when you try to just play a friggin' chord. Oh, I like that chord. What is that chord? Yeah. So it only really affected you if you were using a lot of 3-finger autoplay or playing 3-fingered chords on the keyboard. But good to know that they've addressed that one. I mean, Logic Pro still switches your audio setting and won't let you, use your mouse, your Apple mouse, but there you go. Black Friday sales. Yeah, who's looking forward to some Black Friday, some big October sales coming around the corner? Yeah, lots of cool stuff. The problem is that with inflation, it'll just mean that stuff that's expensive will just go back to what the price it was this time last year. That'll be the sale price, is the same as what it was a year ago. So that's pretty cool. Let's just really quickly check the Logic Pro iPad updates. Do they even have a page for this yet? Because it's the first update they've done. There we go. Release notes. No, it just took me to here. Oh, that's just the original release note. That's the main features. So no, they don't even have. So this is the spot where it would actually be. So that's where they should have the release notes, is on that page. So support Apple. So just like we had the GarageBand release notes. So it should take you to here. But because it's basically not saying that there's a new version, is why that there's no Logic Pro release notes. So it's just giving you the version 1 release notes. There's literally, and you can see there, September 26, 2023. So they haven't updated it since they've added that update, which is a bit weird. It's a bit un-Apple-like, to be honest. See, that's something that's a bug. That's something that we should probably report. Whether I will or not, I don't know. Amazon offers have just started. Yeah, I know. They all start earlier these days, don't they? You gotta jump in and get on there. Should we have a look? Should we have a look at that? Since we've looked at everything else, and we have 7 minutes left, folks. If you do have a final question, if your question is, should I really update, and is John's regretting updating himself? The answer is yes. But outside of that, no. Feel free to go and ask any questions. Let's see Is there anything, if we go to the Amazon front page, is there anything talking about sales and on audio gear? Let's just check if there's anything good. Today's deals here. Yeah, there's a bunch of deals. So they have started the deals. What have we got there? We got home doorbells and webcams. We've got some Samsung monitor deals, which is always good. Echo Show, of course, they're pimping their own wares. Let's come over here to the right categories, which is music and instruments, which also includes a lot of our audio gear. All right, so what do we got? And you can usually tell by this which brands are going to be playing ball. So, for instance, I think I saw Blue microphones, Logitech, Blue Yeti. Yeah, so Blue Yeti and Logitech. Zoom often have some stuff. Prime early deal. Let's see what Zoom are offering. So they're just offering their recorder there. That's not a very good deal. That's nothing new. $249. That's not gonna. Philips headphones. Nah. Yeah, look, there's nothing here that's jumping out just yet. Don't buy these cheap ass microphones. They're not worth it. Yeah, some cables. Yeah. All the usual suspects. Nothing in there from brands that. Let's see what this Blue stuff is and the Logitech stuff. Blue, yeah. Why does this say Logitech? Do Logitech own Blue now? Really? Logitech own Blue? Did I miss that? Did I miss the thing? I missed the memo on that one. I didn't know that Logitech now owned Blue. Makes sense. Because, yeah, they kind of want to own the streaming space, don't they? But Logitech for creators, ex-professional USB condenser microphone. Or is that just completely... No, yeah, it's Blue Yeti for Logitech for creators. Who knew? Probably everyone but me. And the Blue Yeti Nano, which I think legitimately looks pretty good, and it's out of stock. So yeah, the deals have started, but there's nothing that's looking like it's going to be super duper good. If you do buy gear, can I ask you a favor? Can you do me a solid? If you go to studiolivetoday.com/gear, I've got my gear guide there, and yeah, you can see everything that I use. If you're just buying something for yourself and you want to, I can't. So here's how I have to say it. I can't say if you want to support me, but I am an affiliate for Amazon. So if you make a purchase, and Sweetwater and eBay and Thomann. So if you make a purchase, they will break off a piece and they will pay me a commission. You pay the same amount and then they pay me. That's all that I'm allowed to say about that. But if you come in here, just click on your country for Amazon. So for our UK friends, if you click that Amazon UK link, go in here, shop to your heart's content, and then you will be paying me a commission by doing that. You got to use very specific wording for all of this. Yeah, a lot of mergers. Who was it that merged with what was it? I can't remember now. There was someone like Gibson and no, I'm losing it. There was Gibson and like some speaker maker and something, and there was a really weird one that was like, someone that just made stereos and bought the Gibson guitar, JBL or someone like that, maybe. That's a really good question. I don't believe, because it uses a cookie within your browser, so to work on the mobile browser, I don't think it works within the app, because I don't think the app would actually track that and use that, but I could be wrong on that, because it might still generate it via a link. I think if you went to Safari and you tapped on a link and then it opened up the Amazon app, I think it would still place the cookie. And I think for 24 hours, anything you bought would go to whoever's affiliate link you clicked or tapped on. It must do. A piece of the pie. Who was it? Mesa Boogie bought Gibson. There you go. Yep. Yeah, that's right. Because a while ago, Gibson bought someone, and then Mesa Boogie bought Gibson, and then that's all right. And look, you don't have to. Try. Bandcamp just merged, I think, to Semtex. Okay. They also partner with a high-end stereo maker as well, part of Gibson Lifestyle. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, let's answer one more question and then we will finish off because we've got 2 more minutes. Do you know how Jacob Collier, video I sent, used a ribbon mic for half his vocals? First time I ever heard of that. Said ribbon mics were a warmer era. Yeah, so ribbon microphones are fairly high end. They're dynamic. They're a style of dynamic microphone, so they don't require power. In fact, if you plug them into phantom power, you could destroy them because they are very delicate. So for that reason, they're not used in the home studio a heap. But for instance, let's just go to Sweetwater and show you a couple of ribbon mic. Whoops, I didn't type that correctly. Sweetwater.com. Should just go through my gear guide, shouldn't I? Because I have it right there. Sweetwater.com. Load it up. If we just go ribbon microphone. And take a look here. So yeah, you can see there that we're not talking cheap stuff. Like the cheapest one that I can see here straight away is $179, and most of your ribbon mics, most made by brand names, are going to set you back, in the $300, $400, $500, $1,000, $1,500 mark. So yeah, they use a different technology that you can look up. Just search what is a ribbon microphone. But yeah, if you wanted to use the Royer, I don't know what Jacob used, but probably something like this. 1,500 clams. And yeah, like I say, they're very delicate. If you drop them, they can break easily. They're like the opposite of an SM58 in terms of that. But the reason that you use a ribbon microphone is, you don't get quite as much of those harsh frequencies you get with a condenser mic, but you can do a similar sort of thing with a small diaphragm dynamic microphone, or even a small diaphragm condenser, or even just something like an SM58 or an AKG D5, just some sort of dynamic mic that's not going to pick up quite as much of that crisp high-end stuff. So that's a cheaper way to go with something like that. I don't recommend many folks in a home studio dabbling in ribbon mics because, as Fat Panda Cat says here, sensitive as all get out and easy to blow up. Yeah, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. I would stay away from them personally. All right, that is going to do it for this one. A fun, interesting, diverse, and a bit all over the place kind of show, but that's what we like around here on GarageBand Weekly. So let's summarize. Bottom line is, if you're in the middle of a project, don't update. If you're using a lot of different apps on your iPad or iPhone, don't update yet. Still wait for, I think, about 17.1 is the point where everyone will probably get close to catching up and everything will be hunky-dory by then. So I would hang around and wait until at least then before you update if you are working on major projects. If you want to just be living on the edge like me, just update everything and go for it. Give it a shot and you'll be fine, I'm sure. But again, I think I've said it enough times that if you come crying to me when you update and some of your apps or your plugins don't work, hopefully I can tell you to go away. No, I wouldn't do that. I'll give you empathy and sympathy, but I will tell you I told you so. That is going to do it for this show and for this week and for Songtember 2023. I think I've earned myself a couple of days off just to rest and relax and recoup and recover. So do keep looking after yourselves out there. Don't forget I'm doing the walk all October. So the one thing I will do is be checking in with you each day, sharing a video while I walk around about protecting yourself and your mental health. And today's will almost definitely be about taking a break, having a rest. Be kind to yourself, folks. Be kind to each other. Keep creating, and I'll see you next time here on GarageBand Weekly.